Good morning. Well, as some of you might have noticed, there's been a lot of price increases lately, both with fuel prices for, you know, petrol, diesel, and then also your gas and electric, and then we've got our food prices going up as well. So I've been trying to reduce some of the costs that we have in our lives. One of the things I'm doing is I'm trying to grow more of my own food, but unfortunately I've started a bit late because of having my baby. I didn't put as much effort in at the beginning of spring as I should have done, so I'm not actually growing as much as I really wanted to this year, but I'm doing what I can, and I'm still sowing some more seeds even though it's almost July now, but we're gonna still keep on trying. And there's lots and lots of rearranging that I want to do in the garden. I want to build a lot more raised beds, and I want to get more chickens and all different things like that. So there's all that going on. But also I'm trying to bulk buy. I mean, I have done that for many years anyway, but I'm trying to really sort of get back into the habit of bulk buying as much as I possibly can, because that can save a lot of money. So I'm doing that, and also I am trying to preserve some foods as well that I'm growing, or that I can buy still relatively cheaply at the moment. So for example, I've just bought a load of frozen vegetables that were at a really good price, and I've dehydrated them because we get power cuts quite a lot here, so I can't rely on the freezer. We don't have a generator or anything like that, so it's not a good idea for us to keep things in the freezer for like on a long-term basis. So so I bought them, they're frozen, so they were already blanched and diced and everything else, so it's so easy to then dehydrate. So just laid loads of those on to my dehydrating sheets and got those dehydrated. I started that last night because I've been waiting for this little device down here which is a vacuum sealer. So I haven't got an electric vacuum sealer or anything. This is just a hand pump, so it's very cheap, but it took quite a while to arrive because I think everything like that's in such demand at the moment. So I'm going to try that, and I've got my extra absorbers, so that means I can store my dehydrated vegetables in here for, well, up to 10 years apparently they can last. So I've got to make sure the food is so bone dry, and then I will store them in there. And I don't know, maybe that seems a bit crazy to some people. Other people will understand where I'm coming from, but I really do feel like food prices are going to go through the roof, and we keep hearing about there's going to be food shortages and things like that. So I just think it's really a wise move to have a little bit of food stored away for your family, especially if you've got a big family like I have, where you've got a lot of people relying on you to feed them. So it just makes me have a bit of peace of mind knowing that we have got some food set aside to feed them should, you know, things take a turn for the worse. By doing this, I'm not losing anything. I'm just making sure that I have some extra food on hand. So yeah, I've just stocked up on some basics like oats, rice. I need to get some more beans. I've got a few beans left, not many, but those kind of basics, because you never know when things might go wrong, if my husband might lose his job or anything like that. So just having a little backup plan never hurt anybody, did it? So that's that. Some of you that follow me along on Instagram might have remembered a while back me talking about how extortionate my electricity bill was, and that, I think that was before we had the big price increase. So in this house we have, we only have electricity, we don't have any gas. My electricity bill had gone up to £400 a month, and that was spread out over the year, so that's consistently £400 every month, which was just crazy, because I remember when we moved here, which was about 12 or 13 years ago, and we were paying £50 a month, so it's gone up a lot. What's that, 8 times? 8 times what we were originally paying when we first moved here. And wages certainly haven't gone up 8 times that since then, no. So yeah, the prices have gone up a hell of a lot, but so we've been trying to find ways of reducing that. I was trying all different types of things, just seeing what was it that was mainly sucking up that energy, and I eventually discovered that it was my hot water, because we have a really big hot water tank, and every night it was, you know, heating up the whole tank of water. We tried to turn the temperature down on the tank and see if that would make a bit of a difference, but it didn't really. So now what we do is we just turn the hot water off. We're leaving it off. We don't have hot water coming out of the taps anymore. We use our shower. Yeah, I just put the hot water on once or twice a week, just so that we can use hot water for whatever things we might need to. But most of the time the hot water's off. And also I've been, because we have economy 7 here, which means that our electricity prices are lower at night. So I've been trying to program things to come on at night, so making sure that the washing machine is set to come on during the night, making sure that the dishwasher is set to come on at night, and if I'm using the dehydrator, I'll put that on at night, things like that. So that has also been helping. So now we have gone from our electricity bill being £400 a month, this was before the price increases, to now, after the price increases, it's down to £300 a month, purely from doing those things. So that's helped drastically. Sadly though, prices are going up again a lot in October, so I just don't know how people are supposed to afford it. I heard one of my elderly neighbours who, you know, just a little old woman on her own in her little 1-bedroomed apartment, saying that her electricity was £170 a month, and I just thought, that's just incredible. How are people supposed to afford it? I do not know. I really don't know. But we will see what happens with this crazy plan of theirs to keep on putting the prices up. It's bizarre. But yeah, so we're trying to save money with how we're getting our food, how much is going out with our electric bill, you know, different things like that. And we've been just reducing the amount of mileage that we're doing in the cars, because yeah, I filled up my car the other day. It had 1/4 of a tank left, so I put 3/4 of a tank in, and that cost me £88. I just couldn't believe it. I've only got a tiny little car. Yeah, £88, but that will last me the month, but that's because I'm hardly going anywhere. So, oh my goodness. So let me know in the comments below how these price changes have affected you. Have they affected you, or is it just me? Have you not noticed any difference? Is your life just carrying on as normal? And you know, maybe it's just me. But it does seem to be affecting me quite a lot. So I keep my dehydrator here in the garage, and this is the Excalibur one. I've just put it on for another hour because the
food wasn't quite dehydrated enough, so it's almost finished. It's got another 7 minutes left. But yeah, this is like the top of the range one. So it's a little bit of an investment. I'll leave a link below, you can see how much it is, and yeah, but it's worth it for some long-term food storage. However, my ultimate dream at the moment is to get a freeze dryer. That is such a dream, and it is just going to remain a dream because it's so much money. In this country, to get a freeze dryer, you're looking at least £3,000, but pretty much usually about £5,000. Crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of money, but they are so good. And every flipping video that I watch on YouTube, there's someone going on about, oh, I put this in my freeze dryer today, and I did that with my freeze dryer today, and I am so jealous. You can freeze dry bone broth, you can freeze dry, you know, whole meals like chicken supreme or things like that, whereas with the dehydrator, usually you're just dehydrating single bits of food, if you know what I mean, not a whole meal. Nothing that's wet, like eggs. I mean, you can dehydrate eggs, but it's not as easy, and you lose more nutrients in the dehydrator. You still have a lot more nutrients from dehydrated food than from canned food, because I was thinking about doing canning, but now I'm thinking, I don't know, you lose a lot of nutrients when you can, and also dehydrated food can last a lot longer than canned food. But if you freeze dry, then your food will last for 25 years. So yeah, one day I would love to get a freeze dry, but we shall see. I mean, imagine if you bought your steak now, freeze dried it, and then 25 years later, when that steak is worth about £100, you can eat it thinking, oh, I only paid £5 for this steak. No, but I just think they're really good for, again, if there's any emergencies with lack of food and things. So yes, have you noticed this trend with freeze dryers? Have you seen in videos that you watch people going on about freeze dryers, or is it just something that I'm really noticing because I want one so much? So William has finally woken up and joined us. He's just having some breakfast. Aren't you, William? Yes, you are. He's a happy boy. Yes, aren't you? Happy boy. So this is the food that I've dehydrated today. Well, I dehydrated most of it last night. So we've got in here, it doesn't look like much, but this is over 2 kilos of vegetables. We've got peas, sweet corn, carrots and green beans. And then here we've got, again, it doesn't look like much at all, but these were both 2 huge bags of chopped peppers. And that's the great thing about dehydrating, is that your food hardly takes up any space. Oh, William, please don't start screaming. Yeah, it barely takes up any space, and it's extremely light, so you can store lots and lots of it on shelves. So the first thing I'm going to store away are these peppers, and it doesn't look like they're going to be taking up much of the jar. So I'm probably going to add to this if I buy some more bags of the mixed peppers, dehydrate them and just keep adding until I've filled up the whole jar. But I will still vacuum seal what I've got now anyway, because I can always re-seal it next time after I've added more. But yeah, as I said, when you dehydrate food, barely takes up any room at all. So you just have to remember when you want to reuse it that you don't need much. So if I just rehydrated a tablespoon of this and put it into
some soup or a stew or whatever, that would probably be enough for our family. This is also a great thing to do if you just don't have much freezer space anyway. And of course, when you store dehydrated food, you don't have to pay the cost of running a freezer or more freezers. You know, no electricity required in the storage of the dehydrated food. You just need the electricity to actually dehydrate it in the first place, and then that's it. So that's one jar, one big bag of mixed peppers, and look at that, barely taking up any space at all. So you have to work really quickly with these oxygen absorbers, because obviously they absorb the oxygen and then they're going to be all used up and useless. So I quickly put them, once I'd opened the pack they were in, I quickly put them into an airtight container, and I popped one in here, put the lid straight on, and now I'm going to attempt to vacuum seal it. I hope I've got this on right, but we will see. So I've had to put the light on because it's so dark in here, but this is very satisfying, this one, because this one filled up perfectly. So 2 kilos of vegetables in this jar. So I know for next time that I can fit exactly 2 kilos in. I'll mark that on the label, and then I will know. And then with the peppers, I think I can get another 2, possibly, yeah, probably 2, maybe 3, I'm not sure, bags of peppers in there. Well, that is extremely hard work. I managed to get a vacuum seal on that one, so that one's all nice and done. Just need to label that up properly because that's an old label. This one I couldn't. I tried for ages, but because it's so empty, it was just taking way too long. I know, Baba, hang on a minute. I'm going to get you in a minute and get you changed. So, yeah. Oi. So I'm going to retry once I've filled that up with more dehydrated peppers in the very near future. Oi. But I would definitely like to get the electric vacuum sealer that can go with that, so that I don't have to pump the thing for ages, because that took such a long time. Good arm workout, but you know, it takes a long time. And you're getting impatient, aren't you? Yes. So we need to get the electric vacuum sealer, but that's good, you know, if you are out of electricity and you still want to vacuum seal things. It's a handy little pump, and you get to do an arm workout at the same time. So I've just quickly popped out to take the children to the park, but yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit obsessed with my food saving thing at the moment. So I just thought I'd show you what I've been up to lately. Anyway, I shall see you very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.